Fai Chang Ni Hao everybody! Today we're going to talk about pollution.
We're up so high and the view is so terrible.
Oh my god, you guys. The pollution is so bad today. It's above 250.
Look at that. When this is above 150, you should wear a mask.
Ladies and gentlemen, Shanghai is a polluted city, or at least every now and then. Let me just take my mask off for a second. So, people often say that Beijing is really polluted, and that is undeniably true, but Shanghai can be quite polluted as well. In fact, today, the pollution index here is over 250, whereas Beijing looks really, really good with an index of only 35. Now, what is the index I'm talking about? It is called the AQI index, and that is basically a kind of number that tells you how bad it is out there, and you have apps for it. So lots of people use an app to see how bad the air quality is, and then they advise you whether you should wear a mask or not. And today is exceptionally bad here in Shanghai, and Beijing is really good. Usually Beijing is worse because in the north is where all the factories are, and that's where most of the pollution comes from. So basically all of the Christmas tree factories that make plastic decorations and crap for America, everything made in China is made in the north of China, and that is, really bad for the environment. Many people blame it on cars and cows, but I believe that the main polluter is factories. Now, for some reason today, Beijing is really good, but Shanghai is pretty terrible. Actually, you don't really need an app for it. If it is really bad, you notice, because you can see it in the air. It looks like a lot of mist, but it's not mist, and you can tell when you breathe in the air, and it's kind of yucky. Sometimes it smells bad even. So I've had a couple of bad days here, and I've been told that it is often bad in winter and in summer not so much. So I'm not sure why that is. Maybe it has something to do with the wind, and if the wind comes from the north, then it is cold here and polluted, which is interesting to me because when it's cold back home, you like breathing in the air, right? Fresh, cold, crisp air, but here that is not a very smart thing to do. So sometimes I just go outside, and when I see other people wearing masks, I think, maybe I should wear a mask. So I don't always check my app on my phone, but when it's misty out, I do want to check to see whether it is just mist or pollution, because sometimes it's just cloudy and overcast. But today it was actually sunny, and the sun is trying to break through, but was difficult because it was so polluted. So I will show you some footage of what pollution here looks like. Many people wear masks, many people they still take photos at the Bund, but you can't really see the buildings properly, and you cannot take nice photos on those days. So if you're a tourist, then you could be unlucky during the winter when it comes to that. So I could show you the apps for a minute. Let me just show you the apps that I use to check the pollution index and to check to see whether I should wear a mask or not. One app I really like to use is called Airpocalypse. They show you exactly how bad the pollution is in different cities of China. So not just Shanghai, but you can see Taipei is great, Xiamen is great, but also Beijing today. Look at that. It says perfect day for Tai Chi. And if you go all the way to Shanghai, it's the worst today out of all the cities. Air soup. Keep warm. Get that N95 mask handy. I don't even know what that is, but it looks really bad. It was better earlier today. It's just getting worse. So my Chinese phone just tells me always what it is up there. You can see -1 degrees and AQI index to 60. So see, the app on my phone does not lie, but you will find that some apps don't tell the truth. So it's better to install 2 different ones on your phone just in case. You can see what the city looks like when it is this misty, hazy outside, 50 shades of gray outside. So yeah, the truth is that it's just the way it is, and many people don't refrain from going outside. Usually the air quality in Shanghai is below 100, so then it's fine. When the AQI index is above 100, then it is advised that young children and older people, the elderly, or people with just general bad health, they wear a mask. So if you're asthmatic, I guess I would do that too. And then if the AQI index is above 150, they recommend everybody to wear a mask. But of course, not everybody does it. I mean, sometimes you go to work and then the index changes throughout the day, the air gets more polluted throughout the day, and you don't always have a mask handy, although they do sell them everywhere. Family Mart has them, so you could just quickly buy a mask and they're not that expensive. The one that I bought, the black one, was just over 30 kwai. So that would be like $4, $5 maybe. But I mean, if you want to protect yourself, I guess you could just quickly, easily get your hands on a mask. The white one that I have, I ordered online. I ordered a whole bunch of them. You can see that it says 3M. They recommend this because it has to do with particles. 3M or lower is good. So I also have this black one, and this black one I just bought in a Family Mart on a day that I went sightseeing with my friend, and it turned out to be a very polluted day, and I hadn't really checked that morning because it was a warm day also this month in January. So basically it can change throughout the day. Now, the downsides of wearing a mask. The first downside of wearing a mask is that it's inconvenient because I want to drink my bubble tea and I can't this way. The second downside of wearing a mask is that, well, it makes me feel like I can't really talk, so I feel more quiet. I don't know. It makes me feel handicapped somehow to have this mask on because I can't drink, I can't eat, I can't talk properly. I can't even breathe properly. Then wearing a mask and glasses is almost impossible because if you really breathe, it just fogs up the glasses. So that's really inconvenient. And I know that that's why many people who wear glasses don't wear a mask. So yeah. Also, I'm not sure how much this mask actually helps because, oh, by the way, don't wear a mask and lipstick because then your mask on the inside will look like a maxi pad. So anyway, yeah, so if you're wearing makeup, masks are gross, and generally they're gross. I don't know how often people change the mask, but I feel like you should wear a different one every day because you keep breathing into the same fabric. And sometimes I feel like wearing a mask is worse than wearing one because I'm not sure how much wearing a mask really helps. The thing is that the worst particles, the particles worst for your health, they're the smallest particles, and only a very, very expensive wartime chemical mask can prevent you from breathing those in. So if you just have like a mask that is basically some fabric and some extra fabric and a bit more fabric, then I guess you won't be breathing in the bigger particles, but the particles that are worst for you are the smallest particles. And for that you might need a war zone radioactive whatever stormtrooper mask, and those are expensive. To say that only Beijing is polluted and Shanghai is not is just a myth, and I hope that I have proven that to you. Let me also just end by saying it is not so bad. Most days are not like this. In fact, I was really surprised this morning when I got up to see that the index was this high, 260 something. And it will get better, and as soon as spring begins, it won't be like this. I don't feel any deterioration in my health. I am a healthy person. I guess the only thing you can really do about this pollution for yourself is to not go jogging outside, and whether you wear a mask or not, honestly, most of the time I wear it. I just feel like I'm making some sort of fashion statement, and that's it. So I just join in with the crowd, and what's hip right now? What's hip right now? Wearing a mask? Okay. So I do it. I do recommend you all to download the Airpocalypse app so you can have a look and compare and contrast different cities in China and just have a look at what it is like. The app also gives you tips as to whether to wear a mask or not, so that's pretty good. as far as masks really do anything. So, thank you everybody for watching. I hope that this was interesting. Alright everyone, thank you for watching this video. This was as far as pollution is concerned, but if you have any questions about living here, about pollution in China or Shanghai, just post them down below. And I hope you have a wonderful, non-polluted day wherever you are. 再见大家，拜拜。